And shifting our focus to the Ukraine-Russia war, where fierce fighting continues along the Eastern Front. Russia is keeping up the pressure on Ukraine with wave after wave of drone attacks. In Dnipro, a drone attack triggered fire in the central Ukrainian city where it injured 3 people. The attack reportedly destroyed apartment buildings as well as cars parked in the area, as well as enterprises and cultural facilities. Meanwhile, in Kharkiv, Russian drone attack injured 21 people and damaged residential buildings and storage facilities. Emergency services said that the attack started multiple fires in the city's center and also caused serious damage to the buildings there.
To believe Russians' commitment to ceasefire? No one believes them. They do not do anything they say they would. Were they allowed to attack us in the first place? They just erase Ukrainians, that's what they do.
Moving on to Kharkiv, which is Ukraine's second largest city and continues to be a frequent target of Russia's military and is located some 30 kilometers from the border.
This is quite a mass attack. There were about 10 to 15 explosions in Kharkiv. We are examining attack sites now. This is a very big territory, and 2 districts were under attack, Kivsky and Slobidsky districts.
And amidst all these attacks by Russia, the Ukrainian soldiers are feeling the pressure. They say that there was no time to rest as uncertainty remains over ceasefire agreements with Russia.
We have a lot of exercises, tactical medicine, camouflage, regular shooting as well. We work through all the standards, all the exercises. Quite regularly we train for assault on trenches and buildings. It is needed. The skills must be kept and multiplied. No time to rest.
The overnight attacks also reportedly left one of the frontline communities in Zaporizhia region without power and connectivity. By Thursday morning, Ukraine's Air Force said that Russia had launched 86 drones and 1 ballistic missile at Ukraine overnight. The fighting has continued despite efforts to end the war. Remember, on Tuesday, the US reached separate deals with Ukraine and Russia in Riyadh to cease fighting in the Black Sea and pause attacks against energy targets. The Kremlin has said that a number of conditions must be met before the Black Sea deal is implemented. And as those details are getting worked out, Ukraine's allies from across Europe gathered for talks in Paris in a bid to strengthen Kiev's hand as it pushes for a ceasefire with Russia. Proposals to deploy European troops in Ukraine in tandem with any peace deal with Russia are also being considered. They are calling it the coalition of the willing. French President Emmanuel Macron hosted the leaders of nearly 30 countries as well as NATO and European Union chiefs at the LSE Palace. On Gravitas Medical Marvel today, we will tell you about a landmark decision. The US Food and Drug Administration has approved a groundbreaking new treatment for urinary tract infections or UTIs. This treatment could perhaps be a game changer in the fight against antibiotic resistance. This is the first such drug to be approved in nearly 3 decades. The drug is available as a pill called Blue Jepa from the drug maker GSK, which is a UK multinational pharmaceutical company. It will be used in treating uncomplicated UTIs in female adults and pediatric patients 12 years and older. The company plans to launch the drug in the US in the second half of this year. However, they have not disclosed the details on the pricing yet. Now let's tell you why the approval is so crucial. Why is it a crucial milestone for women across the world? Now, UTIs are the most common infection among women. It affects up to 16 million women annually in the US, with 30% having at least 1 recurrent infection. According to the drug maker, the pill, Blue Jepa, will work through a mechanism inhibiting bacterial DNA replication by targeting and blocking 2 essential bacterial enzymes. In simple words, Blue Jepa is capable of killing the bacteria rather than just inhibiting the bacteria growth. The approval is based on results from 2 trials, which demonstrated that 58.5% of the 277 patients treated with Blue Jeppa, the new pill, saw symptomatic improvement compared to 43.6% of patients taking Nutrafurontoin, which is currently used to treat UTIs across the world. The trial also found that Blue Jeppa was superior to Nutrafurontoin for treating UTI. However, it is also pertinent to tell you the side effects of this drug, of Blue Jeppa, the new drug. Its main side effects include diarrhea, which affects 16% of patients, and nausea, which affects 9% of participants. However, most of these events were considered mild. All right, on Wednesday, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance visited a Marine training range in Quantico, Virginia, where he interacted with the Marines and tested his skills on a series of weapons. Take a look.
Yeah, first one is there's been a lot of updates to our annual rifle qualification. Area, and then you all are going to move with tables to the bus immediately. Go ahead. Go ahead. There we go. Thank you. Sorry, sir. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
March 26th is a significant day for Bangladesh, as it marks the country's independence from Pakistan in the year 1971. And commemorating this occasion, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has reminded his counterpart, Bangladesh's Chief Advisor Mohammad Yunus, that the spirit of the liberation war continues to be the guiding light for New Delhi's relations with Dhaka. In a rather stirring letter addressed to Yunus, Prime Minister Modi has underscored the shared history between New Delhi and Dhaka, calling on Yunus to strengthen bilateral ties based on mutual sensitivity. While such letters shared on national days are considered routine protocol, Prime Minister Modi's outreach comes amid the escalating tensions between the two countries in the recent past. And that's following the violence against Hindu minorities in Bangladesh. And that's under the Yunus government. Just to give you a bit of context here first, the Ministry of External Affairs, or the MEA, has repeatedly condemned the attacks on Hindu minorities and urged Bangladesh to ensure the safety of its religious communities and institutions. Case in point is the incarceration of Hindu monk Chinmoy Krishna Das Brahmachari, who was arrested on November 25th last year on charges of sedition. And he has been repeatedly denied bail. Chinmoy Krishna Das was the driving force behind an organization formed last year to demonstrate attacks on Hindus in Bangladesh. And his arrest led to widespread demonstrations across the nation. You see, the ties between New Delhi and Dhaka became particularly strained following the collapse of Sheikh Hasina's Awami League government in Bangladesh on August 5th, 2024. Just to revert to history now. The Indian Army had in 1971 helped the liberation warriors of East Pakistan, also known as Mukti Jodhas, to defeat the Pakistan Army and carve out the independent Bangladesh. On March 26, 1971, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman had declared the independence of Bangladesh from Pakistan, leading to the war that had given birth to the new nation. And Prime Minister Modi's reference to the liberation war of 1971 in his message to Yunus and his interim government in Dhaka could very well be a reminder of the Indian Army's contribution to the country's liberation. Well, just a week from now, Prime Minister Modi and Yunus are supposed to come face-to-face for the first time at the BIMSTEC summit in Thailand. Since Yunus came to power last year, the question being, will this become the opportunity for both countries to improve their ties? That we'll have to wait and watch.